Conscious discipline. Conscious discipline is the behavioral interventions the district has adapted to best support our students in struggling times at school. It is a behavioral management program, and it is teaching you the ultimate strategies to put into your toolbox to handle behaviors in the classroom. The key practices include a safe place, breathing techniques, visual routines, and language that teaches skills instead of punishing for mistakes. I will go over the different key practices that conscious discipline provides. So, conscious discipline mainly is about safety. The adults must self-regulate to create the feeling of physical and psychological safety essential for learning. That adults need to have that safe and understanding feeling within themselves and put on to the students, so then the students know that they can also feel safe. That connections, that building the strong relationship through eye contact, touch, presence, and which plays helps and soothes emotional states and fosters the cooperation for students. Ultimately, problem solving. Once they are safe and connected, the individuals can access their executive state, which is the highest brain function where you are ready to learn. And when we are in this state, we are ready to learn skills and to resolve different conflicts. Remember the Q-tip, so quit taking it personally. Within conscious discipline is a big belief that all behaviors are a form of communication, that the behavior is happening in front of you, not to you. When a student is truly struggling and they might be trying to get out of class, they are not mad at you. They are just mad in front of you. Within conscious discipline, they primarily talk about 3 different brain states. The top one, our higher one, which we have previously stated, is our executive state, our green one. And we will talk about this as the green zone, the executive state, and things like that, which is in our prefrontal lobe. And this is where we can learn. This is where we are truly regulated. Our bodies are safe, are calm. We will talk about heartbeats, of how our heartbeats are calm and relaxed. As we gradually move down into the brainstem, our emotions and our behaviors become escalated based on the things that we are feeling. So the next one down is our emotional state, which is in our limbic system. And this is where we might be crying. We could be starting to get annoyed and frustrated, starting to maybe swear, wondering, am I loved? And are they mad at me? Why would this happen to me? Starting to question a lot of things. When we are in our emotional state, we are still talking and we are still able to have a small conversation with an adult. Moving down onto our brainstem, this is our survival state. And this is where we're wondering, am I safe? Generally, we will reference this as our fight or flight. This is where we might see students who they are not able to communicate back to us. They are truly deciding to fight or fly away from the situation because they feel as if they are in danger. This is a general overview of our 3 brain states. A little bit more. So our executive state, which is the green, is mainly problem solving. So we are able to problem solve and we are able to think about what we can and cannot do. In our emotional state, our blue state, this is where we're seeking a connection. So the connection is where we are looking for an adult to come and best support us for what we may need. If we are crying, we're looking for somebody to come and ask us what is wrong and help us problem solve that solution. In our survival state, we're looking for safety. While that student might know that they are safe at school, that situation that just occurred caused them to rethink that and caused them to go down to their brain state. Saying very minimal things, continuously saying the same thing, is going to help allow a student to go from their survival state to their emotional state. It is very rare, and it does not happen, where we will see a student go from their executive state to their survival state. There is almost always a sign of a student going from their executive state to their emotional state to their survival state. Same thing coming back up from the survival state to the emotional state up to the executive state. It is a very gradual and slow process it can be for some students, and it's important for us as adults to be able to notice when our students are in which state. Some ways to help de-escalate our students who might be in their survival or red state, and also those who are in their emotional and blue state, is to have those positive statements. Not to be asking, why would you do that? But to say, what could we have done differently? I know that you can do this, and giving them that positive reinforcement that they might need. Breathing. Conscious discipline talks a lot about 3 deep breaths to shut off the nervous energy that is occurring in our minds. Providing choices. Those choices is what's going to also allow the student to feel as if they are still in control and have a say as to what's going to happen. Some students need those choices in pictures or hand touches, or they are able to understand it verbally. Also having simple statements. This is not a time where a student is ready to be reprimanded for what may or may not have happened, or to be asked questions and grilled about what may have happened. It is important for the student to be able to have a small conversation to go back and get to our executive state before we have those deep and bigger conversations. Some positive statements. You can make the right choice. You have the power to switch it. I hear you and I see you. I see you are feeling this emotion. I see that you are feeling sad. Name is safe at school. Johnny is safe at school. One of my personal favorites is that I will say the student's name is safe with me. So like Johnny is safe with Miss Maz. Breathing. Conscious discipline talks about our 4 main breaths: our star breath, our drain breath, balloon breath, and pretzel breath. Each one of these have a different hand motion that goes along with it that you will see within the classroom. These are great strategies to help our students visualize taking those big, deep breaths. When we are breathing, we are focused on belly breathing, which is where we are focusing on making our stomachs larger and inflated as we breathe in, and then shrinking them as we breathe out. Most people will take a deep breath with their lungs and their chest. We have found, conscious discipline has found, that taking the deep breaths from our stomach is what truly helps relax the brain and gets more oxygen to the brain. So really working on that tummy breathing. Providing choices, this or that questions, yes or no. If they're not wanting to speak, holding both hands and squeezing one hand for one answer and squeezing another hand for another answer is a great way on the fly for a student to verbally or non-verbally communicate with you. Those are great strategies from when our emotional state, but when we are truly in our survival state, less talking is better. This student is already determined that they're in their fight or flight and they are not sure what their next move is going to be. In this state, they are not truly thinking like we know that they can. So the less talking, the better. Being direct with simple statements. You are safe. This teacher is here. Those things are going to help allow the student to realize where they are and to realize that they are safe. If they need to be at a desk, simply just say desk and repeating it until completed, if that is what is necessary for the moment. By simply going down to one word instead of an entire statement, it allows the student to focus on all I have to do is get to the desk. All it is the desk. And then you can move on from there if needed. So we are going to practice a connection activity. We had talked about how connections are extremely important for the students to feel that within the school. And these are just small activities that are done throughout the day to help build community within the classroom environment. And to do these connection activities, we generally do them within a Brain Smart Start. A Brain Smart Start is things that we will do to like prepare for the learning together. So this might be right in morning meeting. It might be right after recess. It could be right after lunch. It could be in between math and literacy lessons. Multiple different times the teachers might do them. So to best prepare you, this is an example of a generic Brain Smart Start. They might have different formats, but this is generally what it is. There is a Unite, which is going to bring the students together. So this example is a huddle activity of finding a huddle of students, one or more, and creating a small chant that you agree on. Just a small way to bring the community into the classroom. Then this connect, which is what we were just talking about, that connection activity, is just a fun, short little game. I meant to mention that this entire Brain Smart Start should happen within 1 to 2 minutes. It should not be taking up the entire day. So they have double, and these can be fun hand games. It can be sing a song, many different things. And then we disengage stress. It is always those 3 deep tummy breaths, and they will generally show a little picture that will tell the kids how and when to breathe and for how long. Lastly, it's just a commitment of being whatever their task is. I'm ready to be safe at school, or I'm ready to continue my learning, whatever it might be that the classroom teacher decides. There will be a lot of conscious discipline training throughout your time here in Oshkosh area school districts, and you will see a lot of these great examples within the classroom.